All right, hi everyone. This is Daisy here. Let's go ahead and finish with what was going on. I just want to let you guys know that as we were doing the video, somebody went to go do plug in or activate like this surge on the internet because they're basically playing with the electrical grid and trying to send pulsations through the internet so they can like hack people's computer and play and things like that. So they thought if they did that while we were like on the channel, that like, oh, I get spiritual powers to play on the computer because you guys have to really understand white people are already debilitated. We've already established this historically, psychologically, mentally, etc. So then you bring in a sound technology ran in space by different hosts that are telling them, you're special, you're powerful, you were here in the Roman Empire. That I can confirm for you was not true because your DNA is not that old. Your DNA is very brand new. And bioinformatics is going to show that how is your DNA only like 50 or 60 years old? Oh, so that means that you're like some type of clone or mutant. So now what's going to end up happening here is there's been like this mad dash by a bunch of Asians and white people to harass people of color and our children, gather people up all at once for clinical trials, which is going to come up in the media with Gilead Sciences and what they just did in Uganda for HIV medication. And there's going to be an exposure of the way in which they've been playing in the sound technology, enhancing their schizophrenia, and getting supposed messages from somebody called Mother, which is just some bitch that doesn't have any melanin, that's running around starting different levels of fucking bullshit, hopping from one dimension to another dimension to another dimension, hiding from people, and then hoping and praying and wishing that white people first don't catch her, and second that I didn't see what she did, but both of those things have already happened. So now what's happening here is a bunch of white people they swear to God that they're special and that they're this, and I'm listening to Mother and I know she's right and things like that. Even though people have been going to jail, they swore up and down that they had the FBI on lock, and they saw the mayor of Oakland get raided, and they swore up and down that no one was ever going to find out about this magic. But you see this nonsense with that 37 file, right? So one of the things that I forgot to share my screen here. I was supposed to be on like so I was supposed to be like sharing my screen here. I was on YouTube. Okay. Let me see if I can do this after the fact. You can't. Okay, there's 5 people in the chat, right? So when I had I can share my screen of YouTube. YouTube allows me to share my screen now. Whew. Okay, better. Okay, good. It's about time. So I have a few notes for you guys, okay? Because we were playing with like chemistry, but now let's play with geometry and let's play with physics. So some of the federal agents are really into learning what is an XYZ file and what is the devil's playground. Okay, we're investigating this now. A force of physics platform that they're using to send surges and also chemical frequencies through their geometry, their planar geometry into the computer to tamper with crypto, to tamper with the electricity in C, the electrical like statistics that C++ runs. So some of you guys are like, okay, electrical statistics. When you're playing with that coding language, it's just like as the electricity, aka the mantissa, is coming in. Mantissa of like electricity and data is coming into your computer as you're programming it. You set certain statistics so that it takes this amount of data, uses this amount of electricity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, so that when you turn on a computer, it's not shutting down the whole entire electrical grid. So they were fucking tampering with that, playing with some hope from space, and they just found out like, oh, that can be broken by indigenous people because they own that. So we were playing with these different chemicals, and there's only a few chemicals that they can put into that XYZ file, okay? So you guys are going to be learning about this. And some of you guys that are in coding, you're going to be like, why didn't I ever learn about this? Because it's something that these different families pass around only to themselves so they can play games. Another thing that's going to end up happening is I'm going to expose a few things that are going on the internet, okay? And I'm going to tensor the fuck out of a bunch of white people, aka I'm going to activate them as a vector space for different demon geometry, which you can learn about if you really read the Quran. Not just if you're a clout chaser running around because your family started a bunch of shit in Palestine and you were trying to get ready like years before because you already knew that, oh, well, they're going to know about all this Kafka and all this other stuff that we got and where did we get it from, okay? So now everyone's clout chasing with Quran, and now everyone wants to be in hijab and all this other stuff. That's great. I just know that in space, when you're talking about that, you are playing in Quran. They don't really call it Islam. They don't really call it Christianity. When you're talking about Christianity, you're talking about basically the attempt to usurp the Hebrew crystal mansion by saying certain things and writing down certain things, and then saying that certain families weren't involved in finding out this or reading about this or getting these specific messages from God, which started something that we call the Maccabean Wars, wherein certain individuals had magic being done on them by these fake ass families, by holes in space, and they started going to war with them. Why the fuck am I seeing you all day? No, come here, I'm gonna cut your head off. Maccabean Wars. So now we have another round in Islam. That's not really what it's called. It's really Euclidean geometry times like 3,000, but the name for it I'm not going to say, so people don't go ahead and start writing shit down and then feeding it to innocent children of color, talking about they're activating magic and starting a bunch of unnecessary shit. Because once again, this is what you bullshit assholes fucking started by stalking and harassing me. So what I'm going to fucking do is I'm going to play with the motor proteins in the ears of a bunch of white people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tamper with the natural resonance frequency that's all around us that allows sound to enter your ear. Like, what allows sound to actually enter into my ear? And how do I filter that out? Because they're basically treating you as like a specific radio where you're picking up different floating points that you don't want. And those floating points are then running different Euclidean geometries on your ear that are running different chemicals that are tying to your geometry and your aquatic anatomy in space and starting hella shit. Now, some of you guys are white and you're like, I know I don't have an aquatic anatomy, but I heard I'm fake. They are basically making copies of our fucking head, and then they're tying you to that through the food that you eat. Like, oh, I ate this and you ate that, so let's go play here. Because they made a fucking copy of the database of all the plants and certain animals and things like that, and that's how they're playing. Some of you guys don't know that it's the same few cows that are reincarnating on the planet constantly. They made a pact with Ethiopia, Nebuchadnezzar, and Nimrod, not knowing what's going on. I thought we were going to come down to the planet to play. You said that we were going to come down here and have love. Yeah, this is love. We're eating and we love it. Oops. So eating cow is one of the largest form of black magic that you can ever get involved in, as well as chicken. It's even worse. Seafood, that's 3,000 times as worse, and I don't want to talk about that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to invoke different tensor spaces and different binary spaces, wherein you can go ahead and use specific mathematical computations to go ahead and activate spaces out in space that carry a specific substance that then activate that geometry in a different vector, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over those vectors, and you're going to see, oh, it's easier for you to turn shit off. Yeah, I'm going to just turn it all off. People of color, we own this because they were playing with your children and playing with us and starting a bunch of shit to make these shapes. How did they make this geometry in the first place? And how did they say that this triangle like means this in this reality? Better. Okay. Okay, I think that that's better. So there's somebody that went to go fall off in a far off place. Think of your hood. Yeah, they got bashed over there. They don't have weight over there. So they came to our hood to sell weight. And for a minute, I was like, okay, cool. But then I found out that they were banished, right? Meaning that you had a bigger shape, it fell off, it broke, and then you brought that broken shape over here thinking that we weren't going to know. And then you're activating it using a bunch of shit all at fucking once and causing problems. Okay. I just wanted to tell you that anytime you run a right. So one triangle, another triangle, another triangle, another triangle, another triangle, another triangle, just to activate one chemical. A bunch of nonsense. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is we took over all those Euclidean spaces. We own all this different geometry and math because it's broken, and they try to use our consciousness to basically give it a new substance, like, oh, they're learning in school. Maybe we can make copies of these kids in the dream state, molest them, and then we can run all these different like chemistry, all these different programs and things like that. I'm going to tell you, the person that's a lot of these people that are doing this, you're going to be surprised to know what they look like. They have Teletubby antennas sticking out of their fucking head. They have like 3 or 4 teeth. They're completely done for, broken, shattered, etc. Because they all came out all at once because somebody said, oh, look what we did on planet Earth. We ran all of our whore bodies to play with people. So it's okay for you to come out and start this. And that's how they expose their fucking hand. And I'm telling you, any white man that's sitting on my computer, I'm going to fucking end you with this magic, aka sciences, chemistry, math, geometry, and physics. So now there's something called filtering. Like, yeah, when you're on a radio and there's a bunch of static, how do you filter out like the noise and stuff like that? You have to attune it. Oh, I'm going to attune my ear by changing it to a different substance state. I already did that for you, just to prove it. Okay, now what am I going to do with white people? I'm going to go ahead and move you to a different substance state. Okay, so now your substance has been debilitated and the geometry that we can use on you is beyond dark. Like, okay, that means that we're very susceptible, very susceptible. So now what's going to end up happening is you can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put a specific demonic crystal geometry frequencies. I'll just say geometry frequencies, like demonic shapes on their ear that are now going to activate all these different like sound magic and shit like that they're doing. Now, one of the things that you guys are going to find out is that a lot of this geometry that we're talking about, activating different portals and shapes and forces of physics, that's what they're talking about in the Quran, but people don't know how to read Arabic because there's like 6 different types of Arabic and they did this on purpose so they can go ahead and institute the master breaking of the master shape, aka the woman's pussy, by saying you need to wear burqa, you have to do this, you need to do that, you have to do that, and it's a bitch that's like 3 feet tall that sounds like a man that's about to get her ass knocked the fuck down in space in front of everybody. Thank you, you're done here. So now they have no idea that, oh, they can change our substance space and then we can be found by everybody because we spent years and years and years eating feces and hiding in the sewer in different planets so that people would not look here and find us. Oh, so these bitches are filled of shit. Literally, literally. So then what type of like equation is that? So now you see this shape, like why does it only take a triangle to activate that much chaos? So that means that they start activating all these different equations and then it activates the triangle in a specific type of tensor space or in a specific type of binary space, right? So now, or they call it like Haber, like it's named after food or whatnot, the different spaces. So now what's going to end up happening here is I'm also going to change the magnetic north and the true north of the planet because they were tied spirals and false planets. So, oh, you need to tell me that you tied the gravitational field for our planet to another planet. And then you're bringing down bad physics, bad rotations. Because some of you guys took my classes. This is garbage. Spiral physics. So then you brought down bad spiral physics like this. So it's not going in like a specific rotation so that you can ground down white people here. And then it will change the geometry of the substance that they are made out of so that you can ensure a schizophrenic constantly on this planet. That's over. So then what you did is when we were perming our hair and doing certain things because you were harassing the fuck out of Black women wearing their natural hair, wearing braids and stuff like that, we have a specific type of planar geometry going above our head because some of us are playing with chemicals that have like tetrahedral or even square or bipyramidal shapes or geometry. What does this really mean? That means that different molecules, like they aspect each other in a specific form to create these type of like shapes or geometric like outputs. Okay. Okay. And that's what they're then putting in the computer to then go ahead and activate it in the Euclidean space. So then they're basically like knowing what they're doing. Like, oh, it's like magic. They think that they're doing magic, but it's some hole in space activating it. Thank you. Using what? Using your kids in the dream state and their hand. Or using the fact that they made a copy of your kids or made a copy of the food that you ate and then played with the geometry and physics of the plant that you ate. And then I'm in a different place, like I'm aquatic, and they're eating food that's like crazy. It would poison my body, but they're aquatic. It's completely different. So then they're tying me to that food on planet Earth, and these white people thought that they were going to play like that. Oh, okay. I see what time it is. It's a war. It's a fucking war. But the funny thing is, Daisy, even if I don't know about this, you can move my hand all around and you can approve things, put me in different akasha and do certain things so that this breaks off me. So the whole entire planet is waking up and wondering I know something's weird, something's going on, but what is it? Then they're hearing your voice and then they're hearing about virtual reality and they're putting 2 and 2 together. So then white people, they want to go and play. I'm like, okay, let's go read the Quran. And then I take the Quran and I put semen on it and then I feed it to kids. Oh, okay. So then what ends up happening here is I'm going to open up the Qur'an, aka a demon portal in the middle of your fucking head. And I'm going to have a demon dancing on that ass every day. Super easy. Great. Now, another thing that I'm going to open is I'm going to open Al Ibdifki, aka the demon with the biggest dick that runs like ratchet magic statistics, but he's also very sweet only to the woman who has the best pussy. That's how they talk. So now I'm going to activate that high priest. That's actually my dad in space. Yeah, and I'm very proud of him. We don't, yeah, well, my dad is not playing with you. So just know. So now I'm going to tell my dad that somebody's bothering me, and my dad helped create what you guys are calling some of these different scientists because it all came from indigenous people in space. And it's just a bunch of goofy bitches that brought this down to the planet and said, oh, we're going to be famous here. And oh, it's all broken. It's all deactivated. So let's play with reproduction and bring the high priestess here. She'll activate it. Yeah, but we can't use any of that. And then the radio probability distribution is so low for the planet because white people are here that none of this will activate. Okay, well, let's try to make them spiritual. That didn't fucking work because they're disgusting, and we made it so that they're schizophrenic so that we can have mates. Okay, so then we're stuck on this planet. We can't teleport. We're stuck here. That means that we have to die here, and then we have to have the body here. Necropolis. That means people are going to see this because the spiral that's bringing onto the planet. Okay, so that means that one day the high priestess is going to come here. She's going to activate this, and whites are going to be done. Okay, good. Let it just be over. So now what they're also doing with these Euclidean fucking spaces is they're activating certain geometries around the planet. Like, oh, this planet is made from a certain substance. I'm changing the substance state for the planet. You're going to feel it. Okay, this universe and this tetraverse and this trizaverse and the iguanverse that we're in is made from a certain substance. So you're going to change that. Change it. Yeah, there's only one universe. Okay, there's only one universe. Okay, because you're white and you're fucking your mom. So there's only one universe for you, which you're right. Actually, you're fucking right. Actually, you're absolutely. It's only a galaxy and that's done. It's only a planet and you're done with it and you're getting off of it. So now, yeah, I learned this in school. Actually, we shouldn't be trying to hide that from people. Yeah, because a bunch of people are watching my channel. And why didn't I learn about tensor spaces or all these other spaces? Because your teacher was hiding it from you, which is why they're putting all these different white men and things like that. Like, come get your PhD in chemistry and physics. And all that they're really doing is running around molesting people's kids and playing with the computer and saying that, oh, now you're speaking to mother. That's all that it is. Because they're going on the computer and they're hacking people's computer and they're watching what you're looking up and they're watching what you're researching and then they're hacking your computer like, okay, he can be a part of our group because he's some disgusting white guy that plays on chat groups. Look. So then you think you're special, like, oh, you guys knew who I was, like Harry Potter. No, we just hacked your fucking computer. So we're not special magical beings? No. Magical, but yeah, you are. Yeah, and the type of magic that you are is straight incest magic. So now I don't want to talk about that. Let's continue because I'm going to show you how that works. Yeah, but why would we act like that if that wasn't the case? Because I'm not computing why I act like this, but I'm not getting this result. It's called cognitive dissonance. Why am I listening to a bitch in the computer, Chris Ray, that's not telling me proper things? I'm the director of the FBI and I'm being destroyed. Right. So now, wave functions and Newton's universal law of gravitation. I want to talk about gravitational waves. So you mean to tell me that the backdrop of this planet, like, yeah, the night sky, it's made out of a certain substance? Okay, and that's run by indigenous people? Okay, and some stupid asshole made a copy of this place? Okay, because she wanted to suck and fuck because that's how this started? And then she brought us here, the Martian and the white? Fuck. And then now we're here to play with people of color and now they found this out and broke it. Yeah. Because it just really takes one hand. So because these hoes went to go play a long game of reproduction, they planned. A lot of us are sitting here now that we've talked to each other. You have no idea that they planned this for like thousands of years to get us onto this planet, but they just didn't know that we were going to wake up. Wow. It took you playing with certain herbs and bitches playing with period blood to get this all started. Yeah, because if I was actually like a god, like they said that I was, I wouldn't be like molesting kids. That seems like super like against the nature of somebody that's making dua or doing prostrations. Yeah, because I never heard of Tara, even Fatima, Esther, or the high priestess, or the high priest molesting children. But Maccabean Wars, yeah, that makes a bunch of sense. They went to war with them. Yeah, they fucking did, because you're opening portals in my head and you're talking about I'm the holy one. You must not respect me and you must give me your spirals. Hey, what are you talking about? Hey, come here. I want to talk to you about something. Why do I keep on seeing you? And this is like niggas in the cartel. I knew that this is biblical. It's very biblical. So now what's going to end up happening here is we're going to move forward. I'm going to put a particle accelerator in your ear. Why would you do that? I'm going to change the substance of the hole in your ear. You know how your ear is like from here and then it goes in towards your eardrum? I'm going to change the substance of that space and change the color. Why are you getting that technical? That's going to change the biochemistry of the motor proteins in your ear, the cells in your ear, the hair in your ear. It's going to accelerate oscillation. Good. I'm going to destabilize the harmonic frequencies that allow sound into your ear, allow you not to filter it out. Like, oh, there's certain things I get filtered out. Like, I heard it, but you didn't. Like, oh, you hear that buzz? Oh, it's just my hearing aid or something like that. I'm going to break that filter. You no longer have one. I'm going to open up your eardrum into like 20 different places. I'm going to shatter it into like 19 different dimensions and let different demons just talk to you all day. Huh? Levin, when you talk to me, yeah. By the way, Rocky, you're watching my channel. That's Robin that's playing with you all day in your ear. Yeah, I thought it was some beautiful female in space. She said she's coming to rescue me. Robin, why the fuck are you playing me again, right? I failed the first time, right? So now, this is in Quran. First, we went to chapter 8, and we were talking about the punishment for the dishonorable ones. Al-Anfal. Al-Anfal, aka the specific juices that come when the specific right one has come into a specific fruition in their geometric space. And in that geometric space, they have found that they are one and they are all. Perfect. True believers are only those whose heart tremble at the remembrance of Allah, whose faith increase when his revelations are recited to them, and who put their trust in the Lord. So this is basically saying I'm going to invoke a specific force of physics in my heart center. As I'm invoking that specific force of physics, okay, so I see that there's something going on with some thermodynamics. That's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put a specific force of physics on your ear to heat up your ear so you have some like hot ass thing next to your ear all day. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have played like that. No, maybe you shouldn't have. I'm going to go ahead and take the fact that I like sharded each of your eardrums into like 20 places, and I'm going to put them like on 4 of them. Okay, why is it that you get to play with us but we can't play with you? Now you're understanding your fucking rank and melanin. So now, another thing that's about to happen, don't believe me, just watch. I think that that's perfect. Thank you, Bruno Mars. Go hack his computer and play. That's why he's not making music. So speaking of Uptown, there's somebody here, and yeah, my hood is from Uptown. I just heard that song, Spanish bitch from Uptown. I call her a bus town. So there's some Spanish bitch from Uptown that's gonna get implicated in the murder of PNB Rock, and something with Jackson, Mississippi, and Yo Gotti once again playing in Tennessee. So music is also a divination. So let's continue to go. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is after I shattered your ear to like several places, and then what I'm gonna do is that's not possible. It's very fucking possible. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a spell on each of those ears that's gonna allow like a demon to like talk to you from wherever he's at, because he doesn't need to travel over here for what? Then I put a specific type of aka a specific type of like force of physics in the form of like geometry that allows a demon to like conduct nonsense into your ear by through whatever dimension that he's in. Just doesn't matter. Just as long as that shape is there over you, done, and like on you, done, that's what's just gonna happen to you. Good. And I think that's just perfect. You sound stupid. Then I want to like increase something with like static friction. Yeah, I want to put like a static friction in your energy field. So like I'm supposed to be like moving like this way, but my body's supposed to be like staying like still. And then I'm gonna like shard like all of your like muscles. So you have to put like more inertia and more force to like move. And that's how you're gonna waste all your energy all day. I'm gonna go ahead and build a gyroscope in your ear. I'm gonna put this eardrum. So it's gonna go right through your ear, and then something's gonna be spinning and talking, screaming and dancing, and well, just doing a bunch of shit. Also, there's something about two companies that make altimeters, and there's something about the altimeter being broken because they're trying to tamper with a specific type of like tactical like military or something like that, or some type of like a group that does something, or they do like air quality monitoring or whatever. Look at the altimeter, because if there was this much of the chemical in the sky, the pressure would be this much here in the altimeter. Good. Let's get started with that. Why would you put something like that in my ear? That's we're friends here. Particle accelerator in your ear. Oh, I'm gonna put a particle accelerator in your anus. Let's go ahead and get that started by changing the substance of your anus. Before I do that, I'm going to actually put an irgutki, aka a specific type of like goofball. He's so cute, a demon. It's like a goofy demon, like I'm going to invert your digestive tract. So instead of you having like saliva cells and epithelial cells in your mouth, and then having certain type of cells in your like anus because of like feces and stuff like that, because you want to play like that at work, I'm going to invert that so your ass comes into your mouth. Like, how perfect is that? Okay. So then what we're gonna go ahead and do with that is because you wanted to play with nonsense and you wanted to play with magic. Um, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a particle accelerator in all those places. Okay, but won't that bring in more of what we don't want? That's the entire point. Since you're like so obsessed with what's going on with my private parts and that of little children, let's focus on you. So now, let's go ahead and move forward. Now, how is this like moving on my ear and bringing motor proteins in? Because there's a particle accelerator that they went ahead and like they put in your ear by playing with this Euclidean geometry. Give me 1 second. If you don't turn that the fuck off, bitch, I'm gonna show you my hand. Thank you. And the feds are watching somebody on the computer communicate. I like talk, and then usually some bitch gets online and like, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Because they're on planet Earth, hoes. Remember, we're in space, and so are the hoes right here. They're playing on planet Earth and they're playing in space. And these men have started going after their body. So in the past 4 days, there have been like 6 mass shootings, all women, just 6 at a time, 4 at a time, 5 at a time, because of what they were doing in space. The magic that they were doing in space reversed by playing with that particle accelerator and particle decelerator. And now the magic is moving faster on that ass. Like I said, it's time for people to shine. I'm getting my Akasha. Well, people are cleaning up because that's what they call it in their manifesto when they're kidnapping people of color and our children and they're like doing nonsense to them sexually and harming small children. It's called cleanup. So I'm going to talk to you about something. This is what we're going to do here. It's called cleaning up because your client can't be here anymore. But why? I didn't do anything. So that's how you become a man. That's how you perfect your forces of physics by playing with small children. Okay. So now, yeah, because why can't I go after a grown man toe to toe with the same income, the same position and title, without using the technology, without using the feds, without using white supremacy? Oh, because we're debilitated. Because they specifically put a gravitational wave around the planet to ensure that a specific spiral and chemical sequence and planar geometry stays on our body for us to be game goofy. So my baby daddy's permanently like that. Okay, I knew it wasn't me. It still was you, but no, it's not really you. So now let's continue. Al Isra. And this is where we talk about the sweet fruit that gets sweeter as you continue into the holy gates of Irkov. This also dictates how that fruit gets sweeter, more potent, and even demonic as you continue to do prostrations and make dua for God. This talks about the 1,998 duas and prostrations that you will make for Allah, wallahi, inshallah, in order for you to get into the gates of Iklan, aka the never-ending portal where you're the baddest demon bitch and you can pull out any demon and play with any demon and work with any demon and they have to all bow to you. You have to do like 998 to get to a certain point. I'm at 990. Oh, wow. This video is going to get me to like 990 like too. So then we make dua and then you go on. Why are you still here at the masjid? I don't know what happened. What did you young? And now the Arab community is going to get really mad. Like, why did we get involved with playing with the Asians and white people and promising that we're going to feed the whole entire black and brown community chiang through our bodegas, which is getting everyone stabbed and shot at those bodegas. And now all I had to do was make dua and then I get the computer. So the whole time it was about me and God, I knew it. We're going to go against that. Yeah, I really have no idea. So somebody's on the phone with Turkey right now. Come here. I want to talk to you about something. When was the last time you went to masjid? Right. So now what's going to end up happening here? It says here, glory be to the one who took his servant Muhammad by night from the sacred mosque to the farthest mosque, whose surroundings we have blessed, so that we may show him some of our signs. Indeed, he alone is the all-hearing, all-seeing. AKA, this is saying, in the middle of a night, a door opened in front of me and God spoke to me and said, "Are you ready to hear my message?" I said, "Yes." Then that means you are one of my prophets. As I entered my mind into that portal to come and see what God has wanted to show me, I saw damnation, I saw suffering, I saw sickness, I saw blight, and I saw wickedness. And I said, that's not a place that I am, and that's not a place I can go and create. He said, exactly. This is the place I choose for you to destroy. I accepted the path as a prophet. This part. Meaning that now I will walk through that portal and put my whole form through that portal because I perfected myself and protected myself. And now I can go ahead and I can walk with God into that dark portal, aka planet Earth, and clean this place up just by being a force of physics that's going to lift this place up. Radial probability distribution. Oops. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this in front of a bunch of people of color. No, you should not. As I continue through that portal, the portal is separated into 880 portals. The first 8 tiers of the 888 portals. Each one has a specific number of portals. They are not all equal. Some are longer, some are shorter. I saw the punishment for the wicked women who brings the wicked man into bed and they practice wickedness. They bring down a sacred child. I see aka the wicked food and the spices and the psychedelic, but putting in it, aka period blood, and giving it to an unsuspecting person in order to bring down the demon of aka unsuspectingness. I saw create this. How can I come down to this place? Are you sure, wallahi, that I have enough? You will continue. I saw Ifki, aka the woman that bears barren children. How does she bear a child? And she has no aka the sweet phallus that's supposed to give the sweet fruit. There is no sweet phallus. There is no sweet fruit. It's a type of thing they used to do where they holes from space would like come with eggs in their ass, and they don't give birth through their vagina. They give birth through their ass. Why did people need to know that? So now ask that bitch, why is your serpent laying eggs and why is this one giving life birth? Because now all these white men that didn't see this, they're calling me mother. You don't have to call me mother. Just call me Miss Daisy and just don't play with me and just stay away from me. Unless you're cleaning up and we have something to talk about. Okay, let's continue with Quran. As I continued, I saw another bastardization. The false servant that says that he will serve, that they will make dua. They will write the sacred uking, aka the sacred geometry that will bring down aka the proper radial probability distribution to do aka to stop the original blasphemation and abomination of tampering with sacred substance space by performing aka the tampering with the sacred substance space of the crystal people. AKA playing in the dream state, read the certain. So you need to tell me you made a copy of my entire planet? Okay, bitch. I heard about that Bible that you want to create on the planet. Just make sure you don't put my name in that, okay? Okay. Wow. Thousands of years before all of this. So you mean to tell me that hood, when we're talking hood and they're saying it's Ebonics, it's really just a frequency in space. We. So then I'm in space and let me go talk to my higher self. I will not speak to you. You're eating cow meat and chicken. I will stop. Okay, so let's talk. I will stop. I will not stop. Right, watch. So now, let's continue. I saw the bastardization of false servant. I decided to destroy him just by seeing him because I know who I am and I know Wallahi has granted me the Qur'an, aka the fire of eternal damnation and destruction for those who speak the word and claim to write the speech and claim to be of the geometry, but they're of aka the Euclidean geometry that is from a broken seed and a demonic flower. Same fucking thing. You think that she's cute? She only has one flower, no functions, and she just talks all day. Goofy. That's also a demon. Right? When your mind is loose, like Southern people, oh, you too loose in the mind. Aha, that's the next one. I saw the Irko Ifki, aka the taking in of the damnation, aka the triple nigella, a black poppy seed, black mustard seed, and another black cardamom, and they call it heroin. And they say that it's a psychedelic. I destroyed that. Now they use it for suicide magic in India. India is so ghetto right now. Wow. Who cares? Let me amp it. Since you want to start something with SQL and databases and it's called product skill. Yeah, POS Briscoe. Whatever. Tell me that even the Arab blocked from Quran because you want to go and play with hijab and you want to go and play with the Quran, aka the demonic practice of trying to cover the woman, shield her, then take her spiritual power so to open up the heavenly gates, only to find out that you have a mate and you just go ahead and you like go into a certain type of physics and you go there together. Why should only the man go? Why can't the woman go? Ah, I see. Thank you. And this is how Islam and this nonsense is going to stop. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I really don't care. Who's reading Quran here? As I continue down, I went through 4 portals. I have now reached the fifth. Come on. My eyes. What is this? I've seen the masturbation of aka the one that has no coloring, aka the mark of God that tells how close you are to God and how close you are going to get to God. I could not look any longer. I left my soul. Because now at this point, in order to continue on this journey for Wallahi, I can't take this physical form. It is too dense. And I was at my highest. I must now walk in spirit form. I'll go eat him. As I continue into the sixth path, I see Al-Wani, aka the woman that is making the fake divination, fake divination rugs, that tells of the sacred marriage and tells of the sacred trilogies that must happen on this planet and the sacred wars that must happen on this planet. She is making fake ones and then covering the red paint in Ukrai, her period blood, in order to scatter the divination. First level of chaos. Boom. And drama. So that's what those are for exactly. So now I destroyed that abomination. You will never divinate now. Now they don't see anything. That is the planet thousands of years ago over. Some bitch is gonna go cloud chase like I know how to do this and expose yourself. Just keep cloud chasing. Now I've gone to the seventh door. Wallahi has granted me the ability to go through Qur'an, aka the processing and understanding of the most sinister abominations. But this is the worst one. The child that is actually a man elsewhere that has taken on Ibru'i, aka a type of incestuous act, to stay as a child by debilitating his force of physics in a different body and staying small, and then going ahead and translating that to a new body, but bringing the same consciousness and saying, I am born again. Ancient evenings, that's what they're talking about. Sweet finger, right. Oh, okay. Now I continue. I've destroyed that. That is done. They will come as grown men, but they will still want to enter their mother's womb. This we have cyborgia and grown ass niggas living with their mom and still living in Section 8 housing and doing too much. Thank you. It just changed from one form to another because the substance space has been changed, so that is no longer allowed on the planet. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and do something else. I'm going to make white people more susceptible to a specific type of demon that handles Euclidean geometry. In an instant, demon portal opens in your mind. That demon portal brings a hand out, and it will start to shape and configure the reality around you, inside of you, and into the future. You will have nothing but chaos. You have nothing but strife. You have nothing but damnation. You have nothing but your own demise and your own ending, and you've done it to yourself. What? Yeah, that sounds like what I did with my ex. Are you paying attention? So now I continue on. Zigui. I am now into Aku Ahil. I'll have to ani so if the is Arabic is a pretty language. You just make it ratchet. I have now entered into a specific gate where I know that heaven will come because I've slaughtered and destroyed all demons. But once again, I found that I have seen something of an abomination and I must leave my body again. And this abomination is of the Quranic, the one of the dark, and the Akru'in, the man of the dark skin, and Ukru'in, and the demon that was put between them, Ukru'akana, that they will then call slavery. We will put an end to this. They wanted to create 18 primary abominations. You know what those are? You've seen different, documentaries and shit like that. I just went to go get a gift card, but they were talking about, destruction of the black women and happiness and not giving our kids McDonald's and stuff like that. I want a reading. Abomination number 16. Lack of thorough thought and lack of dedication to the Most High. Abomination number 3. The worship of false idols. Before it was Euclidean geometry and playing games with acacia wood and setting up your altar. So I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's continue to move forward, okay? So now you guys know, okay, so the whole entire time you guys are playing with this geometry thing, there were demons that were getting casted. So you said in all the religions that you're going to hide this demon by rewriting this spiritual system from base and bringing it to the planet and for broken people to play with it. Only to find out that now you can't escape because you thought that you would be able to teleport and move back and forth over there and have all this and that. So all you have now is money, but you have no health and you have no happiness. And the only way to put on you is by stopping to play with those kids. And money can't buy that. See, I think that God is really powerful. Like, I love how God is like really funny. Like when you're watching that movie, Third Body Problem, or a TV show, they have a scene where there's a man and a woman on the stage. And he says, well, according to physics, this and this and that. And then she says, well, beyond that is God. She's kind of right. He's kind of right. Right? What they're basically missing was like there's a whole bunch of indigenous people that were watching that just like sealed it, like because it doesn't need to be on the planet. The vibration is too low. So how do we get that? You don't, you die. This is where you just stop. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because you felt something opening up in your ear. And how did I do that? Don't believe me, just watch. That was kind of like too much, right? So now we continue. I want to put a gravitational force field that's going to debilitate the air around you. It's going to change the planar geometry from linear to tetrahedral hydrogen, meaning that there are now more points available. How would you do that without adding more compounds? That's the entire point. So then what happens is with that gravitational force field, you start to suck in radiation and different things from all over, all around you. And then I put that spell on you. So I turn it hydrogen from linear or air from linear to tetrahedral. Okay, and then to square. So that basically means that I'm going to be creating like all these different type of geometries in my energy field that are going to then get activated by like a different type of Euclidean geometry because that's then because the profile, like the platform broke in front of me and I'm constantly uploading you because I lived across the street from you and stalking you. Thank you. That's who is on the computer. for the federal agent watching, it's the dude from this picture. Now you know whose computer that is, and now you can have a field day. So yeah, I thought that was cute and I thought that was funny until I started growing maggots out of my body. And then I started feeling all these sensations all over me and I can barely walk to the point where I'm taking an Uber, like from the grocery store down the street to my house. Good. So now you're going to put a gravitational force field around me by just putting something around you. And I'm just going to create some type of friction. I'm going to invert well, you don't have really energy fields. There's not much going on there. How about I do it from the inside out? I take the gravitational force field that's like keeping all your biological pathways going, and I use that for the shit that I need to do because I'm busy. So then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to create a force field around you, gravitational force field and a friction force field around you that's going to then edit the air around you. So then air around you turns into like some type of like demon like covering of radiation. And it seeps into your body and seeps out of your body like a toroidal flow, which is another force of physics shape. Some of you guys are like, okay, energy field and flows. I'm going to go ahead and change the substance of all your energy fields. Just say approve. And then another thing that I'm going to go ahead and do, yeah, changing the database for the planet, moving the planet to a new database. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to change the substance for like not change the substance, but I'm going to add another substance, another database, because there's already like a cursed akasha. Like I'm just going to put a spell there and say, hey, this layer will also be around you. Because remember, all those kids that you raped, they're doing the same thing. Oh yeah, that makes a bunch of fucking sense. And they're indigenous, and then they're. Why are we at a disadvantage? Keep asking yourself that. So now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I am right. I am going to go ahead and then I'm going to make sure that you pull in specific orbitals on top of that. Like, okay, a gravitational wave, yeah, and then you can pull in like different pulsations that is going to change the radial like probability distribution of my whole entire body. And then you can put like fucked up physics on me, like where I'm in like weird ass warp fields and shit like that. And is that why I can't like really stand or why I feel like tired all day? Don't believe me, just watch. How necessary is this? It's absolutely necessary because you're starting too much shit. So what if we leave all the kids alone, mother? Don't call me mother, just call me Miss Daisy. The white men call me Miss Daisy. For those of you guys that are cleaning up, Adam Schiff is cleaning up, he can call me mother. He's the first person to call me mother that gets to call me mother. That's fine. Other guys of you that you want to go play games with people's kids and you're still contemplating, don't call me anything. Those of you guys that are cleaning up and you're teaming up with Adam, you can call me Miss Daisy until you do what Adam has done. You white women just call me what you've been calling me, black bitch and nigger this and this and this and that. And when you see me in person, oh, hi Daisy. Because you guys, you have no chance with me, period. Because it's a white woman that started this bullshit. Oh, if we feed a bunch of children of color a period blood, we'll be special and powerful. Okay. So there's something about the food supply in Richmond and 3 other counties or 3 other cities in California, and all the food is getting thrown away because there's already been an email that went out. Because your phone is tapped and your computer is tapped. And I'm going to deal with you. So let's keep on going. I'm going to cos, sin, and then tan the triangles that are like running you. Like, oh yeah, we're ran by a geometry. Like I heard all about it. Yeah, you are. And that's why you're hella fucking low vibrational as an Asian man playing like that. And there's something about people looking for you that's going to end up coming out. There's more than 16 people watching my channel. There's like 4 people in a room and they've called 2 other people. There are like 3 in a room. So this is how you also know that they're editing my channel because of what's going on here. Okay. So now another thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to play with sonic boom, 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 boom. So why don't I go ahead and change the substance space for like the middle of your brain? Actually, they call it like a corpus. Let me see, middle of the brain. Let's just look at the anatomy real quick. You want to just be intentional here. Yeah, we don't want to just like start playing with different things and like starting anything. Like, why would we do that? Why would you play with something that you don't know about? Okay, So let's see. I like this. Let's see I want the soft meat, the white meat, right? Pituitary gland, amygdala, no, stem, hypothalamus, okay, prefrontal cortex, okay. Um, okay, yeah, let's use the prefrontal cortex because that leads to a lot of different neural pathways. Okay, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do here So what I'm going to go ahead and do with that is we're going to go ahead and bring down a different substance space. Because remember, the brain is split up into four places, and some people don't know that sometimes when you go through a lot of trauma, it changes the substance of your brain, gray matter or things like that, and bad diets. So all of you guys are going to get a brand new brain. So you can change the substance of your body. So like Daisy, somebody gave me bad weight and I don't feel good. You can change the substance of your body. Just put it in a different akasha. Like, okay, I'm gonna write my name in this other akasha. So what happened with the ears and why is this going on with the ear? Because they open up some bullshit all the way from over there and it's like slowly breaking all over the place. Remember, they also made a copy of the database for food and then they hid it in a far off place and then everyone found it. Hella shit is going on, chaos going on, like a bunch of nonsense. And then they're using some type of like math system, like how you heard in the Quran. Like I entered into the hall, the crystal mansion in my heart. And then as I entered into one hall, I saw that there were millions of them, and each in the center was millions of more centers, all of purity and of pure light, things like that. Okay, so there's one point of entry, and then there's like several points of entry from one point of entry so that you can't stop it. So that's how they were playing with some of the black and brown agents, and they were hearing a bunch of shit going on in their ear all day, and like 17 different conversations because white people are fucking stupid playing with that technology. Okay, and you're gonna reverse it. I'm going to reverse it on you and make you go crazy. So now, one of the other things that we're going to go ahead and do, let's see, I don't think I'm satisfied with that. We're going to coast, sin, and then tan. Not sin, coast, and tan. We're going to coast, sin, and then tan. And we're going to create like fucked off, like warped, like triangular spaces for the main Euclidean spaces that they threw up in the sky. So you mean to tell me that a long time ago, a bunch of people like said, "Oh, we're gonna like lose everything because we're fucking on our mom and dad and shit like that," because we went to some like universal place to like get something or some like tool, and we met people that had no melanin. So we got involved with them because they were like playing with our eyes, and we didn't really know. So then we got involved with them with creating white people. Like, no, see, we're no longer alone. I have no melanin now. You have no melanin now. Look at them. Yeah, but look at their image though. They are not of us. Phenotype. Yeah, like albinos, you can always tell that but it's not that they don't have melanin. It's some type of thing that they did with their DNA in space to like play. So we're an abomination all the way through. So now what's going to end up happening here is okay, we are going to make these different spaces. I went from like a geometry that was like really see it like crazy. And now I'm like in a triangle, and that triangle is now turning into like two perpendicular lines, right? So now you need to tell me that you're going to take over all of those different places that we built. I'm going to take that over because you tried to use it on me by playing in my ear and you knew better. See, some of these comics, you're like, okay, but why would they play like that? Because they're mentally ill. That's the entire point, right? I'm like, okay, yeah, but why would they do that if they know that they can die? They do die all the time. Oh, okay, so they went to go call the other ones because they died in this reality. So they said, oh, we have to go call the other ones that made us because we died here. So I'm like one of the last ones. Let me go send the signal out. So I get there and I get hit the fuck up because there's a tracking device on all these different hosts because of their body on the planet and eating certain plants and breathing in the air. So I just actually walked through different dimensions and showed exactly where we were hiding like a slew of bodies, where we were hiding clones of everybody because we made copies of the dream state, where we were hiding all the databases of all the plants that we copied, and where we were hiding the original substance that created white people. Oh, I thought I was being smart. Yeah, that's actually stupid. Why would we get into the ear of the pale one and tell the pale one that they are powerful? Look how we came down here for slavery several times. No, I remember that plantation. That was very wicked. And I was on that plantation 3 times.